Hello, my name is Tony Caruso, and today I'm going to demonstrate using the ISB MX4200 safety light curtain and a portable teach-in tool, as I'm showing you right here, how to set the blanking pattern in a light curtain. In other words, a controlled opening in a light curtain using this teach-in tool. This teach-in tool is not required to be left at the machine or on the light curtain itself. It can be put in a toolbox and kept in the safety office. It has a cable coming out of one end of it and a connector arrangement in the other. And simply what you do is remove, I'm going to pan away from the unit a little bit now. You remove the cable that goes into the bottom of the detector. You plug it into the teach-in tool, and the cable coming out of the teach-in tool will plug into the actual detector. So this device ends up being in line with the detector. I'm going to pan away a little bit more now, and so that you can see both devices and you can actually see the wire path coming from this device and coming right into the bottom of the detector. So the wiring is very simple. Unplug a connector, replug in a new one. So we're going to take a close look at this installation now. I'm going to actually pick up the camera manually and move it so you get a better view here. You can see the light curtain. You can see when I break it, it goes red, and then you can see there's a discrete LED for every single photocell, and when I take my hands out, the green indicator comes back on again. And again, you can see the teach-in tool plugged into the bottom, a short piece of cable, and here's our teach-in tool. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you with this simple teach-in tool how you can take a light curtain and put an obstruction through it, which creates a hazard, and then open up a hole, controlled hole, in that light curtain so that the hazard can pass through and the light curtain will still provide protection to the rest of the access point. And again, this is being done with a teach-in tool, plugging into the bottom of the detector. Does not require any laptops or software or any complicated schemes in order to do this. Anybody can pull this and plug it in and put it in place and do their job. I'm going to use as an obstruction today a simple roll of duct tape. And if you notice now, that roll of duct tape has caused the light curtain to go red. It happens to be blocking 2 photocells, and the light curtain's in a hazard condition. Now, I put these in a position so you can see me do both things at the same time. I don't have the so I'm going to hold this as steady as I can. I'm going to put the teach-in tool into the program on mode. As soon as I do that, the T starts flashing on the bottom of the unit. I'm going to press it 3 consecutive times. The T stops flashing. It's still in a hazard condition, and all I do is take the key and put it back into the run mode, or the off position. And as soon as I did that, the light curtain is now green. There's a blue indicator on that's right below the green indicator. You can see it right in this area. That means blue blinking, correlation there. So that means blinking is in operation, and the rest of the light curtain is protecting, as you can see my hand going up and down. Now we do have a controlled hole in the light curtain where that duct tape is blocking a couple photocells. If I were to take the obstruction away, as you could see now, as soon as I took the obstruction away, the B LED is lit up, blinking has been violated, the blue light and red light are on, the machine can't run, and you'll notice the 2 LEDs for the detectors that used to be off are now flickering at a pretty fast rate. I'll zoom in a little closer so you can see it. Because those 2 beams are blanked, and the system says there's no reason, they're not blocked, so why did you turn off 2 light curtain photocells? So either I have to do one of 2 things. I've got to resatisfy those 2, and as soon as I do, the light curtain goes back into a green, safe condition, and the blue light is still, of course, illuminated, and those LEDs are gone because they're satisfied now. So this will allow me to run the job with a simulated conveyor or chute going through the light screen without any issue at all, still providing protection, that's kind of the objective, to be able to do this from one die setup to the other. It would be as simple as what I just did. Now, when the job is over, you pull the conveyor, simulated conveyor chute out of place. You can't run production. Your machine is in a violated mode. It's not going to. The hazard is on. The solid state outputs are turned off. The safety relay that's wired into your machine stop circuit will not allow your machine to run. Now, the new pattern, which is a non-obstructed light curtain, is as simple as it was to teach the original roll of tape simulating a conveyor or a chute. You simply put the unit in the program teach mode, which is in the on position. The T starts flashing. You press it 3 times in a sequence, nice and steady. The T stops flashing, and you turn the program's key back into the off position. And I'm going to do it right now. You can see it. And as soon as I do that, you notice the light curtain went back to green. It's safe. There's no longer anything in the light screen. It's a continuous covered zone. And if I penetrate the light curtain, I get the hazard and the safe. So what I just demonstrated is how simple it is next job to program from job to job. If the next job, a larger conveyor or chute is put in place, which I just located, it's that same roll of tape sideways. It's now blocking 4 beams, and I'm in a hazard condition. Again, all I do is put the switch in the program mode. I press it 2, 3 times. The T stops flashing. I put the unit in the off position. And again, we have a situation where we're back into a safe. Blue for blanking, showing blanking is in use. There's no LEDs flickering on the detector, and the machine would be allowed to run. Again, protection everywhere else. And again, if I run the job through and then I pull the chute out of position, again, it's telling me where the chute belongs. And before I can run production, I either have to block those beams, in other words, have them turned off for a valid reason, conveyor or chute blocking them, or I've got to reactivate them again. And in this case, the teach tool is still plugged into the unit, and I'm going to do it one more time to show you how versatile it is. Put the key back in the program mode. The T for teach is flashing. 1, 2, 3. It stops flashing. Flip the key into the off position, and you're back to a green and a continuous light screen again without any blanking in use. So that's the process for the teaching tool. I've done it 2 or 3 times now to show you it's not complicated to use. Very, very nice, easy way. I've left the teaching tool attached to the unit for this entire presentation, but again, once you're done, you simply remove the connector off the bottom of the teaching tool. You remove and you take that and plug it in place of the cable that's at the bottom of the detector, and you're good to go. And I'm going to actually try to demonstrate that for you if I can. Here it's a little bit complicated, but only because I'm holding a camera. But here you go. I'm going to take this connector off. And while I'm doing that, I also want to state that this same tool is used not only to teach in an obstruction, but it's also used when you take the unit out of the box to do your parameterization. Parameterization is a similar process, but it does require a slightly different sequence, but it's using the same tool. So that tool, you just need one tool in your shop, and you take the cable that was attached to the teaching tool, you now attach it to the bottom of your unit, and I'm going to pick up the camera again, and you're good to go. So now we've got the unit wired the way it originally was, and we got the teaching tool here on the table. You can see this can be easily removed and put into a storage area for the next time it's need to be used. Okay? I hope this clarifies. Thank you. We'll see you again soon.